talk about the height of your bow arm. Debbie wrote in and asked a question about that. So your bow arm is going to change height depending on what string you're playing on. So if I'm playing on the E string, this little thin one that's closest to me, you'll see that my arm is quite close to my body. It's not glued against my body, but it's quite close. When I go over to the A string, my arm comes up a little bit. When I go over to the D string, my arm is not quite parallel to the floor, but it's getting there. And then when I get to the G string, as you can see, my hand is actually right in front of my face. It's that high. What I want you to notice though is that as I'm changing the level of my arm, my hand is always leading. My hand is always the highest part. And I kind of let the rest of my arm relax there. So, you know, I'm not doing this. I'm not only raising my arm. I am bringing my elbow up with it, but I'm also not lifting my elbow first. So I'm not bringing my elbow up really high when I get to the other strings. So I think of my hand is coming up and my arm is just kind of hanging there. You know, as I say, not glued against you, but definitely not too high. So a really good exercise to do when you are starting out or even not starting out is just to play each of your open strings to get used to that. And switch over to A. Switch over to D. And switch over to G. And just practice going between your strings. An exercise that one of my teachers had me do, which is excellent, is to close your eyes and to put your bow on the string wherever. You can do it at the frog, you can do it at the tip, and know, like, this is my E string level. And then, you know, say that you're going to put your bow on the G string. So close your eyes, and that is G string level. And you can do this with all of your strings at the frog, at the tip. Try it out with your eyes closed so that you get a feel for how high your arm needs to be. Ideally, what you're aiming for is to have your bow on whichever string you want to play without it tipping over and hitting the other strings. So that's what I would suggest, is every time you get ready to practice your open strings just to get a feel for the height that you need to be at for each of the strings, and then do that exercise of closing your eyes and putting your bow on the strings without looking and see if you're right. So I hope that helps. If any of you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment and I will be happy to address any questions that you have in future episodes.